I'm Animus the Fox, and I love The Residents. This music you're hearing is me performing one of their songs. They're one of my biggest musical influences and the band that I've covered the most throughout my career. Their music from the 70s and the 80s was some of the greatest music ever created, in my opinion, and their ability to create simple and unique songs was unmatched, and their costumes and performances were amazing to watch. Now, the Residents are still around, but they might as well not be. They haven't made anything worth listening to in a while, and the quality of their performances has dropped as well. And one other thing. They use AI. I'd like to tell you about how one of the greatest bands on planet Earth eventually became one of the most disappointing. What made the Residents so great back in the day, and why do I regard them as one of the best bands of the 80s? The answer is that they were simple. They were able to create wonderful minimalistic pieces with primitive equipment. They were known especially for using emulator keyboards, instruments that played samples off of floppy disks. Now, it's often difficult to see exactly what gear they were using, simply because there are so little videos of them from the time. And in the best video from this period, they're behind a tarp for the entire show. This was the Mole Show, the Residents' first tour that featured large cutouts and many dancers to tell the story of the album. It's one of my favorite concerts to watch, both because of the music and because of the elaborate performance. Probably the best video from this time, though, is the 13th anniversary show from 1986. In this video, you can clearly spot a few emulators, as well as this man. He's not a resident, is he? Well, he is. At least a little bit. This is Snakefinger, one of my favorite guitarists. You may be asking, why is this unmasked man playing with the Residents? The story goes, according to the Residents, that one of their famous eyeball masks had been stolen, disallowing one of them from performing. They hired their good friend and collaborator Snakefinger to fill in. Is he actually a resident? Is he not? Here's what I know. According to Wikipedia, reliable source I know, he played with the Residents from 1976 to 1987. This places him in the band during that period. I'm assuming this means that he did all the guitar work for the Residents during that period. This is the likely option because a lot of his solo work could be mistaken for the Residents. This fruitful collaboration, however, ended in July of 1987, when Snakefinger passed away due to a heart attack. It is truly unfortunate that such a legendary musician died so early into his life. It is sadder yet that the quality of the Residents' music dipped after his passing. Now, this dip was not immediate. 1987 saw the release of God in Three Persons, one of the band's greatest works. It saw them begin to use MIDI technology and those cheesy synthesizers characteristic of the time. I would know a bit about that. Their 1990 album Freak Show is what actually inspired me to get my Roland D50. Of course, they didn't use one, but rather one of those fakey MIDI synths that had the same sounds, the Roland D110. The Residents didn't actually start to drop off in quality until the 2000s. This period saw some of the most forgettable music of their careers. Remember, this is just my opinion. In the 2010s, however, they made something of a comeback. They hired some new permanent band members and transitioned to a tour-focused band. Sounds great, right? this is where things start to go bad. This is the beginning of the end. Dog Stab. A live show and album featuring new arrangements from their 1978 classic, Duck Stab. And whatever the fuck this is. Now, this doesn't look great, but the music is fine. If only something were to come along and ruin this. Enter 2025's Dr. Dark, a double LP concept album about a mysterious Slavic doctor. The album cover looks a bit weird, but it was at least painted by a real person, right? Well, it most certainly could have been. With painted styles, you can maybe give them the benefit of the doubt. But this is horrible. I paid money for this. Now, looking more closely at everything, it's very obviously AI generated. All of it. Now, the music is at least made by real people, and it's not the worst I've ever heard, but it's definitely hard to ignore the vomit-inducing implication that some of the greatest artists of all time have been corrupted by the use of artificial intelligence. Now, if this was just a one-time thing, I could forget about it. But why do you think I'm making this video? Having forgotten about the problems with Dr. Dark, I was looking forward to their upcoming Eskimo tour this winter. And as soon as it was published, I watched this promotional video about the tour.
Hi, this is Homer Flynn, president of the Cryptic Corporation, speaking about the Residents' upcoming Eskimo tour.
And then I lost my lunch. This video is like 100% AI, except I guess for the pictures of them from when they were real artists. Homer Flynn, the band's spokesperson, who is totally not the singer, does not appear once in this video, instead narrating over AI-generated videos of random people talking. There is even an AI-generated video of the band performing. There are actual pictures and videos of that. Why the hell would you do that? And this is just disgusting. As a musician, you are not just a songwriter or a performer. You are the distributor of a multimedia package. If any part of your album packaging, promotional material, or live show are fucked up interpretations made by robots, then I hesitate to call you a real artist. Now, this video that I'm making isn't just a warning to Residents fans about how this great band is actively contributing to the downfall of humanity. It's a cry for their help. As I said before, I love the Residents, and it pains me to see them in such a low state. It pains me even more to say so many bad things about them. But I refuse to be ignorant to this crisis. I hope the Residents can see this, and for the sake of their fans, clean up their act. And if you do see this, Residents, please put a show in Buffalo, New York on your next tour. For me. If I hadn't made it extremely clear, I hate AI. I believe that if AI development isn't stopped, pure man-made art will cease to exist. And all that will be left will be saxophones and scent organs. Thanks for watching this video, and don't let robots steal your job.